How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper, and my goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether price is going up or down. SEC could approve spot Bitcoin ETFs as early as next week. So according to Reuters report, the SEC could notify 14 asset managers vying for approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs as early as Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. This would allow those asset managers to launch their ETFs by January 10th, the deadline for the SEC's decision of the ARK Investments and 21 shares spot Bitcoin ETF proposal. The report cites sources familiar with the process, saying that several firms, including ARK Investments, 21 shares, Valkyrie, Bitwise, WisdomTree, Franklin Templeton, BlackRock, VanEck, and Invesco, could be among the first to launch. Some of the asset managers have already submitted forms to the SEC detailing sponsor fees and other technical aspects of their proposed ETFs. Fidelity has the lowest sponsor fee of 0.39%. There are some people that have yet to announce their fee. Prosecutors say they will not pursue second Sam Bankman-Fried trial. So, in a note to Judge Kaplan on Friday, the U.S. government explained that decision to forego a second set of proceedings because they said the first trial basically had all the evidence and they should have acted on it by then. Conspiracy to bribe foreign officials, conspiracy to commit bank fraud, conspiracy to operate an unlicensed money transmitting business, and substantive securities fraud and commodities fraud are among the charges that he will not be tried for. Damian Williams, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, wrote in a letter to the court that a second trial would not affect the United States sentencing guideline range for the defendant because the court can already consider all of this conduct relevant to the conduct when sentencing him from the initial trial. So basically, because everything matches up with the first trial, they can't extend any time onto his potential sentencing. He has a max of 100 years imprisonment, and it will be decided March 28th at 9:30 ET, 9:30 a.m. that is. So it says this may result in Judge Kaplan giving him a little more harsher of a sentencing, given that she will not be able to sentence him for anything else again. But onto the charts, our total is a little flat. We don't really have much decision here today. We have a little green candle for tomorrow, so if we can continue green, we may be able to continue up. RSI is pretty flat, stochastics coming down, momentum's falling, VWAP's in the bearish territory, and the money flow is coming out. So we are looking like we could sell off. I'm not going to do the typical breakdown of everything. If you want to know more of what these mean, just watch last night's video or a different night's video of like the previous few weeks. We've been covering it more in depth for you. If you haven't noticed, I've lost my voice from screaming over loud music at a birthday party all day. RSI is coming down, stochastics beat down, money flow is in the bearish territory, VWAP is in the bullish territory but very weak. If we cannot sustain this push forward, this could just be that slight retracement we told you we were due for. Momentum does have a double green dot, but if the VWAP starts to roll away, that double green dot could be invalidated, meaning people would be selling Bitcoin. Over on futures, we are trying to come down, RSI is coming out, momentum's rolling away, stochastics pushing down, VWAP's rejecting that neutral, and the money flow does want to break as well. If this VWAP continues to push down here, momentum will continue out, and then our money flow is going to break, which would result in us filling that 40k gap. Over on Bitcoin for the daily, we are trying to push to the top of this channel we'll get to that in the lower time frames. RSI is overall coming down, stochastics overall pushing down, money flow is flat, and the VWAP is starting to roll away with lower lows and slightly lower highs. So if that continues, we will see the bears gain more control. We have a manipulation X for tomorrow's candle. If that confirms, we may see some pullback from here. Momentum is in the bearish territory, so if the VWAP pulls away, we will see that money flow start to decline. Over on the 4 hour, you can see we came up to the top of that pattern and got rejected. We got that double bottom play out, and then we rejected it. We did warn in the Discord that that would be possible. Stochastics rolling away, RSI is trying to push forward, VWAP's trying to push forward but starting to come down, so keep an eye on it. Money flows in the bearish territory slightly, but if the VWAP can favor bullish territory, momentum will push up and money flow could break bullishly again, and that would help propel price action forward. Over on the 2 hour though, You can see we kind of rolled away. Right around here was where we said we could start to see some pullback. Stochastics dropping, RSI wants to head forward. VWAP is a little indecisive. It does look like it wants to break the bearish territory. We are trying to make a bullish engulfing candle, but if we are not able to make a bullish engulfing candle and sustain a push forward from here, it's very likely this will just be a bit of a pullback up because we dropped down pretty quickly, and then that could set us up for some further losses. So I would watch the lower time frames very closely. Over on the 1 hour, we do have a potential rounding bottom here. Right here is where we said we could continue to see some pullback if we do not see the VWAP start to bounce off, because we saw that the VWAP was coming down toward that bearish territory. We said if it favors bearishly, we would likely see lower price action, and that did happen. Stochastics coming down, RSI wants to head forward, VWAP wants to break that neutral, so if VWAP can break this neutral, we could attempt another break forward. I will delete this because it's irrelevant at this point. If I can click the right line here. So this little rounding bottom here could try to propel us forward if we see the money flow and VWAP sustain bullish momentum. If we do not see sustained bullish momentum from here, it's very likely we're going to push down to support. Over on graph for the daily, we are invalidating this pattern. So I am going to delete that. Not sure what that was. All that. So we are rounding away here. Momentum's pushing down, stochastics pushing down, RSI is coming down. We have that bearish divergence on momentum that is playing out. VWAP is pushing lower, but we're starting to go flat. If we can go flat and sustain some flat momentum and then push forward, we may see a rise up after getting this big drop down, but we would need the rest of the market to push forward too. If the rest of the market doesn't look too good, there is a possibility we will continue down to that 16,316. Over on the 4 hour here, we are trying to make a rounded bottom and continue forward. RSI is overall heading down, stochastic does want to head forward. Money flow is trying to bounce off that neutral, and the VWAP is trying to push forward as well, but it's very weak. If it can get a strong bounce from here with some strong green candles, then we could see a sustained push forward. However, if we do not get some strong green candles from here, it's very likely the bears will gain some more control and push us back down again like they did here. This could be a bit of a bear flag forming if we are not careful. Draw that out. Our pole would be from here to here, and that would push us toward that 16,316. Over on the 2 hour, we did kind of get a fake breakdown. We have touched 1-2 times, so we are at the top. If we come back and roll down, it would be likely we could see a breakdown sooner rather than later. Stochastic does want to push forward, but it's pretty overbought right now. RSI is trying to push forward. VWAP's pushing off that neutral. Money flow's trying to push forward, and the momentum is gaining some strength. If the VWAP can continue to favor bullish momentum from here, we can break forward and invalidate this bearish flag possibility. Over on the 1 hour, stochastics overall inching its way down, so we are making slight bearish divergence. RSI is trying to head forward, but if the stochastic starts to break, the RSI would be in jeopardy of dropping. VWAP is pushing well into the bullish territory, but it's starting to round, so I would just watch out for it to round and then break into the bearish territory with a lower low. If that happens, then we are likely going to see the bears gain control and see a pretty decent move to the downside. Over on Anchor for the daily, we are continuing to push down. We're trying to retest our flags, so we'll get on that in the lower time frames. RSI is heading down, stochastic's pushing down, momentum's pushing down, the VWAP is carrying some bearish strength with lower lows and potential lower highs. As the VWAP continues to pull into the bearish territory, it's very likely we will see this flag play out and then this rising channel play out as well. Over on the 4 hour, you can see we are coming up. We did get long upper shadow candles, so that shows that sellers are getting exhausted. If the bulls step in and get some more strong green candles from here, we could see a push to the upside, potentially invalidating this flag and rising channel. However, if we start to see some red candles after this and we do not break back into this flag, we could start to see the bears regain control. This would be a retest. We're going to get on this later, But when you get these retests on your patterns, that's usually when you would want to jump in, not financial advice. That's just the method of breakout trading. We will have some info on that coming soon in our Discord, so if you join that Discord, you'll be notified. I'd make the video sooner, but my voice is a little messed up. RSI is falling, stochastic's falling, money flow is coming out, VWAP wants to break that neutral, and the momentum wants to push forward. If we can see the VWAP sustain bullish strength here, we will see a break forward. But if the VWAP pulls back, we're likely going to see the bears gain control. Over on the 2-hour, we do have some goofy candles going on. We have a bit of a push forward. RSI is heading up, stochastic wants to head forward, money flow is trying to head forward, and the VWAP is a little indecisive. If the VWAP can make a strong break to the bullish side and favor it, then we could try to push forward. However, if the VWAP rolls away, makes a lower high, and then breaks into the bearish territory, it's likely the bears are going to gain control, and we will see that significant drop down. Over on the 1-hour, we are trying to retest this flag for the second time. We did try to come in it twice and rejected. Each time we touch, we do make it weaker, so there is higher potential that we could come in. But if we see some strong red candles and leave this range, we drop below, let's say, 28.84, then that would decrease the chances of seeing that bullish push. Stochastic does want to head up, RSI wants to head forward, money flow wants to break that neutral, and the VWAP's not too sure what it wants to do. Momentum is trying to push forward, but if the VWAP struggles, the momentum will do the same, resulting in the money flow going flat right on this neutral. So we do have some indecision. We're going to want to watch the next few candles close and see what I just mentioned. Over for XRP for the daily, we do potentially have a manipulation X for tomorrow's candle, and we are trying to break the point control, so watch out for that. Stochastic is splitting off and dropping down, RSI is coming down, momentum's rolling away, VWAP's in the bearish territory, and the money flow is starting to come down. If the VWAP continues to favor the bearish territory here, it's very likely our money flow will start to come down and break this neutral, which would result in this triangle playing down pretty brutally. RSI is coming down on the 4-hour, stochastic's making lower highs, its price is making lower highs, and we're overall inching away here. Money flow is starting to come down, and the VWAP is struggling to maintain bullish momentum, so if it starts to favor bearishly here, we will see the money flow start to break down, as the momentum is in the bearish territory as well. Over on the 2-hour, stochastic is splitting off and pushing down very strong, RSI is splitting away, money flow is coming out, VWAP wants to break that neutral, and the momentum is rolling away, pushing under that neutral. If the VWAP continues to carry bearish momentum here, we could see the money flow break, which would result in the 4-hour starting to get unstable. Over on the 1-hour, we have a manipulation X here, rejecting us away from this support resistance after we got that double bottom break up. We got a full move. Got that. We got the full move. So now it is very likely that we could reject away and push lower, and this would just be a resistance area for this local trend. I am going to delete it though. You can leave it here if you want. Stochastic's coming down, RSI is pushing down, money flow is coming out, VWAP's in the bearish territory, and the money flow is coming down, so I would exercise caution. If we continue to see strong red candles, we're going to get a breakdown, as we are seeing these EMAs, these lower EMAs, cross under our higher EMAs, showing that we have more bearish momentum coming, and our higher EMAs are going to be in danger of starting to roll away as well, pushing price action even lower. Over on Algo for the daily, we are invalidating this bullish break up like we've been warning about, so we're going to delete that. We are coming down, we're trying to meet a little bit of a retracement as we got a pretty quick drop. This is a pretty healthy move to stair step down like this. RSI is coming down, momentum pushing away, stochastic's coming down, VWAP's in the bearish territory, favoring lower lows, so we do have some bearish strength here. Over on the 4-hour, we are seeing a roll away. We did warn you right around here yesterday that we would see some drop if we do not see some bullish strength. VWAP is under the bearish territory. We tried to break bullishly, but we got rejected. We have a bit of a rounding top here, so if we do not get some green candles that are strong from here, we could see the bears gain control and push us down. Money flow is coming out, VWAP's rejecting that neutral, stochastic wants to break, so the RSI could start to push down. Over on the 2-hour, we are rolling away pretty significant there. Stochastic's pushing down, RSI's coming out, VWAP's breaking bearish, money flow wants to push forward, but if the VWAP continues down, the money flow is likely going to break bearishly as well. Momentum is starting to roll away with that VWAP coming down, so I would watch that VWAP closely. Again, if we see bearish candles, we will drop. This is a inverted hammer candle though that could signal a drop, or a long upper shadow candle that could signal that the bears are getting exhausted, so watch for some strong green candles. If we can break above this 2260 area, we may have some sustained pushes forward. We could make some sort of a double bottom here if we're lucky, and then that could push us further, so we'll draw that out real quick. That could push us to around 23.27 if we see further green candles. Over on the 1 hour, last but not least, we are trying to make a bullish engulfing candle that could try to push us forward. We have two inverted hammer candles. Stochastic's dropping those, so watch for that to turn. RSI is trying to push forward. Money flow is trying to bounce, and the VWAP is heading up. If the VWAP can break through this neutral and we can see some strong green candles, we will see some bullish moves forward, and we could see this double bottom play out. However, if this VWAP starts to pull back and we continue seeing red candles, then we're going to invalidate this double bottom, and we will not see further price action increase. We do have a slight gap here at that 23.22, so there is a possibility of us filling that at some point. Thank you for watching tonight's video with my horrible voice. I hope you have a wonderful night.